Hi, today I would like to show you a new IC station kit. It's number 10372. So if you search for this number on the website you can find it easily, but of course the link is in the video description. Let's see what is it. It's titled 4 People Responder Do-It-Yourself Kits Answering Device Unit Electronic Teaching Practice Part. It's a very long name. But basically it's an easy circuit which can determine from 4 switches which was pressed first. So basically it's a priority encoder somehow. Let's see the connection diagram. Now let's see how is it working. From the original schematic I copied a bigger one to make it easier to explain which wire is for what purposes. And I made some colorization because I think it is easier to follow what's happened. So as you can see, this circuit contains 4 switches for people and 1 reset button to restore the device into the default state. Basically, this is a priority encoder. If you press any button first, then it will be logged and the following buttons won't do anything. So basically this 4-bit latch input connected to via this pull down resistors to the ground, so the input logic level is always 0 if you do not press any button. That's why from this 0 input the output will be also 0 here, here and here and here. And the inverted outputs will be high. This one, the black is the first, red is the second, green is the third, and blue is the fourth inverted output. So they are all ones at the default state. So this 4 inputs NAND gate produce a 0, and it is inverted with the other half of this NAND gate, and this 1 through this additional 2 input NAND gates can be gated the oscillator signal, so clock pulse arrive from this circuit regularly in the default situation. Now let's suppose we press any button. For example, let's start with the first button. If you press the first button, then this input will be pulled up to the power supply, so it will be logic high. This logic high produce a high on this output, but it doesn't lead to anywhere. But the inverted output will be 0. So this 0 arrived into this 2 input NAND gate. The third inverted output still remain 1. So this produce a 1 at the output, and this is lead to A input of the 7-segment decoder. Let's see what are on the other. Fourth is also 0, and this green and red is also 1. So this is also 0. That's why the fourth input of the 7-segment decoder, the D, is grounded. So 1, 0, 0, 0 means a number 1. So in that case, the decoder drive the 7-segment display and display a 1. If you press the second button, then this remains 1. This is also 1, so it is 0. So the A is 0, and this will be 0. So this 0 produce a 1 here, and this leads to B. This still remains 0, the D is still grounded, so it produces a 0, 1, 0, 0, which is a number 2, so it displays the number 2. If you press the third button, then this third output will be 0, and this NAND gate both produce a 1, so A input and B input will be 1 ones. That's why 1, 1, 0, 0, and it means that it is a number 3. If you press the fourth button, then the first, second and third output still inverted output still remain in high. So this NAND gate produces 0, this is produce 0, A and B 0, but this fourth output, the non-inverting output, will be 1, and this one arrives to C input, so 0, 0, 1, 0 produce a number 4. And pressing any button, changing the logic level on any of the output, will change the logic level of the output of this NAND gate, because if any input is 0, then it produces a 1, this one inverted to a 0, and this 0 produces always a 1 here, so the 555 oscillator square wave signal cannot reach the clock input of this latch, so the last state is frozen into this latch. And if you press this reset button, then each output of this latch will be 0. The inverted outputs will be high, so NAND gate also produce clock, and you can press any button again. I hope you understand how is it working, even if my English is a little poor, not little, very, and it is not so easy to explain something in a foreign language. Now, the next step is to build the circuit and test it, how is it working. Let's see what is in the bag. So, a nice blue PCB with very nice silk screen drawing on it. You can see that each component is marked. There are 3 types of resistors. They are all 300 ohms, they are all 10 kilo ohms, and this too is 2 kilo ohms. So it is easy to localize which is which, because this 2 must be the 2 kilo ohm, red, black, black, brown. The 10 key is brown, black, black, red, and brown. And the 300 ohms begin with orange, black, 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 and brown. So first, as my previous video, I taught you, always apply the small components and higher after each other. So let's do it. Each integrated circuit has a socket, so you can change the IC if you make any mistake. They are the ICs. Buttons 3, 4, 5, the display, this is the 555, the power connector, and 2 capacitor for the 555. So that's all. Now the circuit is ready. Let's insert the integrated circuits. You can a little adjust the pins in this manner on a table. The 555 is easier because it is the smallest circuit. The latch is here, but the label is wrong. I hope it will work. 7 segment decoder next to the 300 ohms. 4012 is here, and 4011 is here. Now the circuit is ready, the ICs are in the socket. Let's test it. How is it working? If I apply the power, it shows a 7 instead of the 0, which is expected. And if I press any button, nothing happened. If I press this button, it will be 0, but that's a problem. Now, after a short thinking, I noticed that the problem is that this circuit is marked here as a low power Schottky TTL, and it is also the same in the board, but a TTL circuit cannot be pulled down with 10 kilo ohms, so they too much, and therefore this circuit sends always 1, independently the button is pressed or not. So there are two ways to repair this circuit if you are as lucky as me to get this type of IC from IC Station. The first solution is to decrease this 1, 2, 3, 4 resistor value much lower to reduce the input voltage below the logic low level. And the easiest way is to remove this TTL circuit, throw it away, and apply the original CMOS version. On the board, the original CMOS version type number is mentioned, CD 40175. This is the same pinout, but CMOS version of the 4-bit latch, and in that case the 10 kilo ohm is absolutely able to pull down the inputs. Let's see. Now it is working. Shows 0. And if I press number 1, it will be 1, and after it, any other button not effective. Press the reset, second, and the others not working. Third, and fourth. And if I try to press it with my all fingers, somehow, oh, my second finger is the winner. So it was fun to build this circuit, and I think it is interesting to study how is it working, because there are a lot of logic information in this schematic, and you can buy it also on icstation.com. The link is below the video in the description, and don't forget the 15% discount which can be applied if you use the code which is also in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Please subscribe to my channel, and you can also like my videos if you want. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.